think Willow is very strong right now. I'm rating it very highly, and I think both of these supports from TSpirit are almost like guaranteed lane neutralizers, potential winners, if you go heavy on the stats, which they have here. It's just very tough to fight them. They're ranged heroes with really good base damage, really good tradability, decent spells for low mana costs. These are generally the supports that do well, and if they provide you other things, which they do here, you have AoE control, team fight, annoying scalability in the Willow and the Venge, a hard save, BKB Pierce. I mean, what are you missing, right? And I think that just sets you up for success. I think that's what TSpirit generally look for, and they just scale as an overall 5-man unit. The last pick Legion is going to give you really good Dispel versus Bane and Warlock. It's one of those old school hard counters, and you have the lockdown for the Tide where OG don't have a save for that duel. Now the one thing OG got going for him that I do put a lot of faith in is Pango, because that hero is absolutely ridiculous.
I knew you were going to say Pango.
And I mean, if it gets rolling here, you throw some bonds in the fight, you grip somebody else, you're just rolling through with a Ravage on top. Yeah, that team fight becomes pretty disgusting, and you might be able to outpace TSpirit here. Get the Alche to a point where he's 5 or 6k gold ahead of PA. You have a decent shot to just win the game off that alone, and even potentially Roche and go high ground early.
Yeah, but you're going to lose the lane. It's up against an Earthshaker.
That's my issue. I really feel like TSpirit are going to free farm 3 lanes here. I think it's pretty hard to stop. The mid is, yeah, like you can win this on these melee matchups, but you had the counter pick, and Shaker does pretty damn well here.
That's a lie. Melee versus melee, you can't beat Shaker.
Probably not.
Don't believe
but even if Pango's a little bit behind, you know, you still have a Pango, so you feel good about it. I just think these side lanes are also going to go really well for Spirit. Warlock does nothing to Legion. Literally nothing. You don't have spells versus him. And I think PA Venge, it's a tough lane, man. It's a really strong side lanes here, Spirit, which is why I slightly favor them here, because I think when you have so much scalability, so much fundamental strength in your draft, and your lanes aren't even going to lose, I mean, they'd probably just feel great about it. So I think there's some, you know, there's some ambition here for OG in terms of...
I like how you said, I don't think either team's outdrafted, and then went on to say how TSpirit are like very favored thanks to their draft.
I mean, that's just my perception, right? The thing about OG, and particularly Seb, and what makes him a very strong player historically, but also his team, they have their own vision for how that game's going to progress, and a lot of times it's based off very little things coming together or a timing that they understand better than their opponents, and that's what they pick towards. So here, this last pick, Alche, I mean, Alchemist has been an OG signature for every iteration of this team for a reason, because Alche is one of the strongest timing carries in all of Dota ever. If you hit a peak with this hero at the right time, you just win. Straight up. There's no counter to it. And so that's what they're going for here. Create a situation where the Alche is ahead of the Phantom Assassin, and maybe Yatoro can't join those fights as strongly as he did yesterday, where he was just jumping into everything and having an absolute free-for-all. You jump in a fight, the Alche shows up with like a 12, 13-minute radiance, kills you. All of a sudden, this game starts going real fast in OG's favor.
How is that Alche versus PA matchup overall? Because, like, I assume Alche isn't the most upset by it because he does get enough farm, he can get a pretty fast AC, right?
Well, self-stun. He's dead.
He's dead. Collapses. Calmly turns around, one swipe, gets a first blood. Okay.
Nice little fogging here by TSpirit. Will catch Yuragi off guard and put the gold straight into Collapse's pocket. He is going to be very farmed this game. No way around it. So
definitely going into the low light reel for many a viewer. I've seen a lot of people criticizing Yuragi lately.
That slow it down too, huh? I mean, come on, dirty there. On a silver platter. Quite happy about that one. The facepalm for him. Look at that, nice latch. Sign of respect.
You expect Yuragi to do better. That's why they're alive.
It's a rough sign for OG. Though, one thing they have going for them is this Tidehunter is having a very good time in lane and shutting down Yatoro early a bit, doing better than maybe I expected in this Venge PA lane, but they played bottom very well here. So the Bane and the Tide gonna have their go in this game, as Seb is already rotating to test the runes, so MC gonna have solo XP and a crap ton of farm.
Yeah, I think it would feel a little bit better if their forward position is a Bane. Which I don't think it's necessarily going to be the best hero to rotate around, have a big impact. We'll see. I guess it depends on what he's sleeping into. They don't really have necessarily the best combo. If he goes up to like top lane, maybe sleep into Unstable Concoction.
I mean, Bane's just not that strong of an early game hero, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's been a misconception for a while. You pick this hero for the mid and late game, where his spells becomes incredibly powerful in the team fights. That's what you're hoping to get out of it here. I mean, Seb's trying to make the most of it. As Collapse will fight the world. So many procs with these creeps.
Yeah, he's got all of these creeps hitting him, pretty much guaranteeing that he's going to get some extra hits in on the Alchemist. Wins that fight, chase the Alchemist away. Okay, good enough. But Mira is dead. He has no way to stop this. Upheaval, too strong.
Actually, too strong. Yeah, he just died to Upheaval in double wave.
And he just got Fatal Bonds on the Legion Commander after the moment he sees him use to press the attack, it's an opportunity, or he has no mana for it.
You know, OG playing pretty damn well in these lanes. These are not easy lanes to win, especially with that first blood on Yuragi. So making the magic happen so far and looking pretty solid. I genuinely thought these lanes would have gone a little better for Spirit here, but OG just played him damn well. And the thing about this is now you're gonna have this Pangolier who, if he can get to level 6, you can fight around him. Yeah, he loses the lane to Shaker, but again, Pango is a hero that can play from behind, he can play from ahead, he can from 10 patches of Nurse. The hero can do it all, as long as you get that one good fight. And you're gonna have a Tidehunter with, I presume, a Meteor Hammer to help push down these towers, but we'll see what MC ends up committing for. Just all about creating space for the Alchemist. Combine these two cores with the bonds in the fight, create some action happening around objectives, and this Alka is gonna disappear off the map. That's the goal right now for OG.
Trying to land the Bramble.
See, I'm telling you.
Putting some more damage on him. What?
Bracer on the range support. I'm telling you. You doubted it. It's just a feel thing.
I did not doubt it.
You doubted it.
I never
Let
doubted
the record show.
The record shows I didn't doubt it.
The record shows you doubted it. Nice stun for the rune. Poshka.
Now let's see if he can get the deny on the Ancients. Unlikely with BZM here.
You can't roll through the skeletons. Huh?
No, that skeleton hard blocks you. He gets another magic missile. And Step takes a lot of damage from those Ancients, but hey, they got the kill eventually. Still, though, a win for TSpirit.
Yeah, I don't think Opochka feels too bad about trading his life for a Rolling Thunder and a Wisdom Rune. Very happy about that.
Do you think it would balance Pango if they shorten the duration of Rolling Thunder, level 1 and 2?
I can just remove the spell.
It's a pretty fun spell. I wouldn't go that far.
Make it last 2 seconds. Really have to use it wisely.
Now your hatred for Pango is blinding you.
It's okay. I represent a large army. There are many of us.
I think that's actually true.
Oh, I think it's very true. For everybody who loves Pango, there's 6 who hate him.
Dire's middle tower is under
Do have an Echo.
Yeah, no room to use it though. BCM separates from Seb with a nice swashbuckle through. TP away from Laurel, that's going to be stopped by the Nightmare from Seb. Now the Echo Slam gets used. BZM got baited into melee range with an Earthshaker, and now Laurel turns the damage onto Seb. Oh no, they thought they were going to be able to kite him around with this upheaval. Not the case at all. TSpirit outplay OG.
They should have let him TP. should have let him go. That was one of those TP cancel regrets. Shaker lays down the law. Big totem hits. I mean, this is max totem, so you got to respect these prolonged skirmishes where it's getting 4 or 5 of them off. And I actually like this matchup. The more I watch it, I feel as though Shaker does pretty damn well versus Pango for not just the lane, but a lot of the early mid game where Pango usually shines. You're really tanky. It's rare that he just bursts you straight up. The mana burn's like the one annoying part, but if you win the lane so you put the Pango behind, in theory you're getting to the blink when he's getting to the diffusal, or like way ahead of that. And then you're super happy because you can just start on him and burst him.
Yep, just blink, instant disable, chain it up.
It's one of the few heroes that can start on the Pango and kill him 100 to 0 and abuse the fact that these Pangos are trying to rush the diffusal with brown boots, right?
Yeah.
You look at the itemization now for BZM, he went for Raindrop, he went for Wand, but he's only got 1100 HP. That's off of this mid Shaker, and that feels great because you can just continue to punish him on this build-up that normally would be punishing you. So the more I watch this matchup, the more I like.
Radiant's bottom
MC will begin his push to not go for the Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know, maybe he felt like he was going to kick him out of lane regardless and just wants to get faster teamfight items. I mean, the hammer is great for MC. It's not great for the Alch. Whereas faster pipe, faster auras really help the team here, which is the goal, right? Create a 5-man punch with the Alchemist timings as the strongest possible.
Yeah, but I think, isn't that punch coming at like 20, 25 minutes and not... Oh, I feel like you could get the Meteor Hammer and still get to Blink Dagger Pipe, you know?
This game might be faster than we think for OG. This Alch is having a pretty good time, right?
Yeah, he is.
You get like a 13, 14-minute Radiance still possible here, potentially.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Good camps.
It's not like Collapse is doing poorly in that lane. He is right behind the Alchemist in net worth. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, he was going to free front lane no matter what.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it. He even got that cheeky first blood. So, yeah, he's right up there. But again, the gap that you want to create if you're OG is the Alch PA. That's the important one right here. How far ahead can you push your Augie ahead of Yatoro so you have as much time as possible to assert that advantage? That's what this matchup's all about. Yatoro gets 5 or 6 slots, you're probably in trouble this game. He's going to go and break people. There's going to be a duel. He's going to shred everybody. You don't want to let him get there.
Did cast a PA 1v5 game yesterday.
That's true. That was Mickey. Now he's blurred out of the tournament, so...
Dire's top tower is under
What can you do?
Where is it? Can't see him. I'm really excited to watch my favorite team, Liquid, in the playoffs, guys.
Where are they on the minimap?
Yeah, you guys know when they're supposed to be scheduled?
That was probably a little brutal, but... I mean, what can you do?
Done really well this year.
Yeah, that's why we're
Take a couple notches.
In every grand finals, you can take a few hits.
You've taken enough L's in this grand final. It could take a few more. And a Midas Mira not messing around.
This is the build. This is the build, man. Midas is so good on this hero. Another thing that has going for it.
Do I just get a bunch of meta supports and go Midas first?
Well, not ever. It's not as good as... The reason it's so good on this hero is because my spells are all so good with the levels.
There it is.
There's that jump.
Set that 100-0, but the Golem was in the right position to stop it. Great use of the Golem to be able to interrupt that combination from Laurel, and he has help too. Step coming in from behind to help BZM get some extra damage. They finish off Laurel. Maposhka on the run outside of the clutches of Sep, though.
I think they'd rather have had the Willow in that gank than the Venge, because you can throw the Bedlam on the Shaker here. It's a bit more natural still. Kit Track really heads up position on the map, just reads this move perfectly with that Shaker blink reveal and turns it straight back against them. A move that TSpirit really wanted to work out and build some momentum in this game. Gets shut down hard.
Now, Laurel can say, all right, guys, they use 3 ultimates for that.
Yeah, but they want to use them. What else are they using them on?
A fight that happens in 1 minute.
This is the fight. They're taking the tower. That was the fight. Blink and you missed it. Your tier 1's gone, and the Radiance for Alch at 13. It's exactly what you want here if you're OG. The pieces, the strat coming together.
Bedlam. MC, the upheaval is going to try and slow down Laurel and give MC a chance.
So tanky.
Blink up. Oh, the enchant totem hit wasn't enough.
And that's why you rush the pipe, boys. If you have a Meteor Hammer there, you might be dead.
Fisher back. Nice hit from Laurel, but it's a level 1 Fisher. Not that much damage.
TSpirit having issues combining the right heroes to get these kills. They don't have to blink on Collapse. That's the big thing that's missing right now. Yeah. The lockdown and the damage follow-up. Those are the two you have to put together. So far, OG walking off these fights. And again, all the time you're skirmishing like this, that Alch is in the jungle. And now that gap is a lot larger than it was 2 or 3 minutes ago, right? 4K all of a sudden. As Yatoro is still searching for his Battle Fury, Yuragi is already looking towards a BKB being completed in the next minute and a half or 2 here. That's going to be a really strong punch to throw.
I feel like nothing has really happened to Yatoro.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But
lane was
Battle Fury is...
The lane was really rough.
Yeah.
And when the lane's rough for PA, everything becomes rougher because she has no jungle acceleration, really. He'll start to claw his way back.
Yeah, the Battle Fury is almost done, but we can start seeing an active Alchemist. Will he play, though, into Collapse's hands, who now has a Blink Dagger himself?
It's gonna be up to Collapse to stem the bleeding here. This game is really going all OG's favor. The early pipe on MC is gonna make these 5v5s really difficult. TSpirit did not get anything built off that Shaker lane.
Taking their stacks away.
Stealing Ancients here. This is Yatoro's bank being raided right now. They said, we found some illegal crypto, son. Time to confiscate.
Crypto tear today.
You don't have a crypto sponsor.
I think you would have gotten a word from production if that was the case.
Radiant's top tower is under
That word
attack.
would have been fired.
Well, one day it'll be my last stream, but not today.
Yeah, you keep on telling me. Get myself fired someday.
That's the goal. Go out on top.
Radiant's
Go out
top
like
tower
too good.
is under attack.
There's the first Blink duel of the game. With Bedlam and with the damage that an Earthshaker can put out, it is dangerous to be by yourself in this game for OG.
Yeah, so MC was doing some calculations, but they were off by a little bit. And that's the power of this Legion pick. You duel that Tidehunter. I mean, what is the response, right? You can throw in a sleep for the duel, you can throw in a golem, but the damage fallout from TSpirit is still going to be severe with Bedlam, with Shaker going in. You can throw a dagger on top, which, I
Dire's
mean,
middle tower
they
is
say
under
that,
attack.
you know, it's only a dagger, but at the same time, these daggers hurt these days. Especially once that Tide gets broken, Yatoro can just commit in with a BKB. Pretty much only have to worry about the grip, and there's a decent amount of cancel for the grip too.
Do you think they'll actually consider an early shard on PA for that break?
Radiant
I don't think they need it. I think the Legion serves the purpose.
Yeah, because it's duel, right?
Yep. That charge is not bad in general, though. So, quick smoke by OG. They're gonna
Swap back doesn't stop the Fiend's grip, but the Magic Missile does.
is under attack.
Nicely played by Maposhka. Larl able to blink away just ahead of the Rolling Thunder hits from BCM. Mira, another Shadow Realm in 3 seconds. That Terrorize actually hits all 3 of them. He can Shadow Realm TP, but there's the AoE damage from BCM. That'll get him. Oh, Collapse! He got found by Yuragi, and the Radiance is going to take him down. So Yuragi is not just getting creeps, he's getting heroes as well now.
Oh, Yuragi is put on now clinic right now. Exactly where you want to be, doubling up the enemy carry, getting solo pickoffs. It's a full HP solo kill. Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
This is
Legion
not
Commander
a
does
squishy
not have bad armor.
No, he's sitting on 17 here with a blade mail. I'm honestly surprised it looked
Radiant's
that
top
easy.
tower is under attack.
OG cruising in this game. And MC back to top, says you killed me once here, but not again.
Never again.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
This is
All right,
the
18
timing.
minutes, 15,000 net worth is what we're about to be at for Yuragi, and they're going to do Roshan.
BKB already done. Fine with that early blink. Gave him the pickoff potential. Straight into that 15 to 20 minute period for the Roshan. This is what these outclaps want to do. They're doing him quite well right now. They've shut down the Shaker. The Legion has not found any sort of pickoff. Game going for Collapse here. And that means OG's just having their way. So it's going to be up to Yatoro to claw their way back in this game pretty much off the back of some team fight cleanup.
Yeah, but how does he do that when you have a plate melt already on the Tidehunter? You're going to have AC as the next item for Yuragi.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, aren't you kind of lacking in targets to pick off?
I don't know, man. I always doubt this PA's ability to deal damage with the second or third item territory, and it just never seems to be an issue if you do get to right click them. You know, if he goes in and he gets stunned, he's going to insta die.
Roshan has fallen.
If he's the one who gets to hit this Tide in the middle of a duel, or there's a good Terrorize Echo Slam, I think you have damage if you're Spirit. Even with some of the tank ability here. It's not going to be instant, but you can get through that damage. You can also just build for BKBs. BKBs for TSpirit are very strong here, and it's the one timing that OG have to consider. They want to ideally use their out BKB before the BKBs come out for Collapse and Yatoro, especially as Larl's going Ags. Because there's not much that goes through it, right? You negate a lot of the control here from OG outside of Golem and Grip. Golem's not really a control spell, and Grip is great, but like we talked about, there's a lot of cancel for it in this game. Not necessarily reliable.
Is under attack.
Yeah, help the amount of your damage is being taken away. The Radiance burns, the Swashbuckle, Diffusal Blade action.
That said, Seb can also contribute without the grip. He has max, almost max and people with this Aether Lens. pretty obnoxious. If you ever get to land it onto the Legion or the Phantom Assassin, you do take a lot of the base damage out of the fight. That plus Anchor Smash, pretty disgusting combination for an Agi carry to go through.
Dire are scanning.
That is the PA problem. Can you click spells on the Phantom Assassin?
Under attack. Dire's
Yuragi.
is under attack.
Big kill. A pick off on the Alchemist, and maybe a bit more. Seb, who is sitting behind Yuragi, looking to save him with the Nightmare, but the damage, they just executed too quickly. TSpirit kill the Alchemist, kill Seb too.
And what a move. Just when you think this game's getting a little hard. Oh, we're just gonna smoke and insta-find your Alch and kill him. Okay. They just make these moves look really easy. OG not with the correct read on a 5-man smoke. Usually those are something you gotta be dodging there. It's gonna cost them a lot of time. This is your Aegis period. For your Pangoliers is when you want to be fighting. Your Alch off the map means Yatoro is gonna catch up, and he's gonna catch up very fast here. BKB already done. He gets an extra kill out of that entire exchange as well. I mean, the only difference here really is the other gold, right? And that's Greevil's Greed. It's not a lot.
Big Tormentor. And it goes to Mira. See upgrade on Curse Crown.
It's a nice shard. It's not as good as it used to be. Definitely got nerfed. But it still, you know, creates some toxic brambles in the fight. Very annoying for heroes post BKB. You'll definitely take that for free, as Yuragi's gonna do some hunting.
I love this. MC trying to immediately look for the next hero, but Laurel was a little bit too quick on the Blink Dagger, does not get hit by the Gush.
Too far, too deep. Arcane Rune Pango will not yield much here. Still have this Aegis for 2 minutes. You can just go high ground. You can bring TSpirit back.
Oh, look at that. He solo smokes up, TP's back to the tier 2 because he knows he's going to be farming over here. It's going to be Yatoro. Perfect find for Seb.
There's a damage. He does have BKB here on Yatoro.
Oh, you're right.
He's going to try to kill him.
He's going to go for the kill on Seb. Oh, he's got the duel. The duel actually goes off on Seb instead of BCM. Maybe it's still fine. After all, BCM has an Aegis.
Flush.
Jumps over to the living man and TP's away. He's good. Very smooth stuff.
They might even get the Aegis.
They might. BCM, he lives through that one.
Another TP out.
Another TP. Oh, the golem comes just a bit too late.
They might get caught on the other side.
Yeah, they TP'd all those heroes over to their own side of the map, leaving MC a bit solo. That's okay, though. He doesn't get blocked out by the Fisher. He's A-okay.
Man, TSpirit. They are on form right now. Even a play that looks amazing from Seb with a PA find and a grip. I mean, that's your only BKB cancel. So Yatoro can TP here too. Like, that's a thing, right? And I think Seb would have been okay with that. But the fact Collapse is close enough to turn this fight, get the duel victory, dodge the swash, and then double TP out. Before a TP stun is there, that green dot on the minimap is just too far to golem both of them. OG would have loved that. I mean, the lack of stuns really hurting this Pangolier right now, and well, the golem makes an appearance. Apparently, Yatoro's allergic to bad plays here.
Shadow Realm does go off in time, but the AoE damages around. He does manage to hit the Terrorize on the 2 cores, but MC actually gets feared in the right direction, keeping up with Mira. Another Shadow Realm, the TP. Oh, okay, all right. That's some hate.
Yeah, they're getting tired of that play. Aegis is out for BZM. Does have a haste. It'll be good. You gotta be careful on these deep goes. The BKBs are up for TSpirit right now and collapsing Yatoro, so they can just go in with a double BKB core duel and burst somebody. MC, you are not tanky, my friend.
Not against this physical damage and minus armor combo that they have.
And now you're just getting routed. Like Yatoro, he has Deso up. These are charges you give up a fight. BCM wants to take it. No Ravage.
Nice Fisher. Helping Maposhka, who would have been the target. Yuragi does manage to get off the concoction, though.
This is such an awkward fight for OG. You don't have Golem here. Yuragi, he had AC, but he can't get anything done with it. Man, so many of these out timings not yielding what OG wanted out of an ideal game here, as small little plays by Spirit have thrown roadblocks into the works. And that Mira Midas going to work, man. You look at this Dark Willow net worth climbing up.
Yeah, he's gonna go Lotus, so I assume his idea now when the Earthshaker or the Legion Commander jumps in, he'll give him the Bedlam and the Lotus, so then you can't even like
Dire's
Fiend's
middle
Grip,
tower is under
or you
attack.
save it and dispel bonds, or not dispel, but prevent like a later grip in the fight. Sure. Or, you know, reflect the concoction. I don't even necessarily think he has to throw it first. I think you can go that route. It's pretty nice. But, I mean, Dispels are just great for TSpirit this game. Downside of a Bane Warlock support duo. These reflects are going to be juicy.
Where are we going here? Well, Poshka stays on this side of the map. Collapse has made the call thanks to this very deep lane ward that they have cozied up right next to the tier 1 tower range.
I mean, the deep lane wards,
somebody's going to come here.
They have proved very valuable for TSpirit. It used to be the cliff wards, now it's these deep lane wards. And look at the map, it's OG clumping up. They're really afraid right now. They do not want to get picked off and lose even more map control, whereas TSpirit have set up threats everywhere. They have right heroes in the right place to create that threat. Forcing OG to the corner of their own side of the map as 5 right now. It just feels you're herding the sheep in a way, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I could still see how these later fights can go well if they get the initiation, right? They hit him with the Ravage, follow-up concoction with an MKB on the Alchemist. Maybe you could dice up that PA.
I mean, they're still very strong. That's the thing. I still favor OG in the straight 5-on-5 right now because you have this AC Alch with a Solar Crest behind them. You have Golem, Ravage, Grip, and you have the Basher on the Pangolier. I think Basher on BZM is huge this game. It's really nice versus all these BKB cores that just want to go in and be able to chain their spells together. You land a bash on the Shaker or the PA, it changes the whole fight. That's a very big deal here as well. Next Roshan, pivotal for OG's game plan, and they are playing around it for sure. It's also about how the fight starts. Can you start the fight in a way where ideally it's probably 7 MC that have to play the front line with the night vision on the Bane and not let the Alche or Pango get jumped? The problem is you can also just jump the Tide, so I don't know how much MC exactly wants the front line. And that was a double damage on Yatoro. We'll have a quick second of prayer here for whoever he finds. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
Amazing what you'll find.
He already gets the vision on him. They're gonna drop the ward. They're gonna go for the Tidehunter. Break him. A duel. He's dead. So damn quickly. And Yuragi couldn't even get the right initiation there. He tried to jump on the Earthshaker. Didn't really do much here.
Look at the Brambles, man.
The Brambles, thanks to that Cursed Crown, drops some extra flowers around to slow up this Alchemist. That is going to be the Chemical Rage on cooldown soon.
Yeah, and they still have this DD running for half duration. Basically, you traded MC for the duel and the double damage. Can you get anything out of this Tidehunter buyback? I mean, TSpirit can't even just wait for duel to be back up.
Look at Yatoro playing so aggressive. He wants to use this last bit.
Well, the Spectre's off.
And it's good with the picture. They terrorize. The Ravage does go out on the PA, though. Can they control it enough? They've got the Fiend's Grip. Anything to be able to stop that? Looks like nobody can really get there, but BKB now goes off from Yatoro. He's got the anchor on him. He goes for the supports, trying to chase after them. Collapse is going to help out. One swing. We'll finish off Kidrek, no problem. But a buyback. OG are playing for their hold here on Dire side Roshan.
No BKBs for TSpirit. You got to kite this out. Yuragi very strong right now.
Spam got used, but it looks like his blink got canceled off of the Fatal Bonds.
Could not get in there in time, and Collapse gets left for the Wolves. As buybacks on Dire side for OG will eventually win them this fight. It's expensive. Double buy, used all your ults. You got one hero out of it. This was your Roshan to get. I think that is, again, a very difficult Roshan for TSpirit to connect on, especially when the Pango lived there. That was another very heads-up play by these TSpirit supports. They just dropped a sentry in the trees to see BZM. Able to get the start on him. It just wasn't enough. Pangolier doing Pangolier things here.
Well, you said like 2 or 3 minutes ago, OG were clearly setting up and playing for this Roshan and how important it was. They were holding this side of the map for a long period of time. They held a bunch of buybacks to be able to make sure they would win this fight. They get it. Now, What do they do with this Roshan? What is the next approach? What is step 2?
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Normally, I'd say you want to go high ground at this period with this type of Valk lineup. I just don't know if it's possible. It's a very scary high ground. Do you give the Aegis to the Tidehunter, which is very interesting, right? I mean, it makes sense because basically every fight has been the Tidehunter getting dueled, so you're preventing that happening.
Radiant are scanning.
But it makes it scarier for Yuragi to go in an objective push situation
Dire's
Yeah,
bottom
as the
tower
damage
is under
dealer.
attack.
Like, what are you gonna put your Aegis Tidehunter on a high ground and have him hit a tier 3?
Precious bounty.
You know, Yatoro says, I'll see you in 5 minutes when you finish with that. So it helps you with the fight. It doesn't help you with the objective push too much here. And
Radiant are scanning.
kind of what you'd want to do in this time period. So I think OG just have to play the map and maybe try and push lanes and get a smoke into a fight. Jump a TSpirit core into a high ground push where Yuragi can hit it and not necessarily be afraid of getting bursted.
Well, if they ever do see the PA, they've got the MKB to kill her now.
Yeah, he's very farmed. This is the time to strike in this matchup. This is where Yuragi will shred Yatoro instead of the other way around. You have to be able to find him, you have to be able to see him, you have to be able to survive long enough in the fight to make it happen.
He's got that 20 talent is 2, so a little bit less BAT.
He's hitting pretty hard. Shutting down this split push right now. Collapse is going to go for solo kill.
Can he actually do this, though? Oh, he actually might have been able to kill the Alchemist if it wasn't for BCM. I didn't think that was going to be possible, but
It's pretty dependent on if he hits too, right? You have evasion on this Alch.
yeah.
That's a kind of an RNG gamble. Gamble did not pay off. OG were in the area anyway.
It did show that this Legion Commander has a lot more damage than kind of expected. He's got 130 dual damage, so it has picked up quite a bit.
He's big. He has quietly gotten
Dire's
a
top
ton of
tower
bonus
is
here,
under
and it's
attack.
pretty damn freaking hard.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is this enough to go high ground if you're OG? We're about to find out. Big consideration in this game. I mean, a lot of this game hinges on perhaps
Radiant's bottom tower
your decision making during this Aegis period. How much you believe in your
Dire's top
scale.
tower is under
I
attack.
guess you can go really late with Pango. Except doing step things. Triple BKB finished for TSpirit here. Lara will pick up his. So you're gonna have a lot of spell immunity going into the first, 6-7 seconds of this fight. Especially with the duel coming out that there's still no save for. You pretty much just have to throw in Feeble Sleep in there and pray it stalls it out long enough.
So, hitting that timing, they all TP back, not smoking just yet.
They're getting their lane shoved in right now. Just forcing the split. Every time the split happens, OG can't push anything. Time for the Phantom Assassin to climb the ranks. We still have 0 deaths on Yatoro in this game. Approaching these late game PA talents. And that late game PA Ags. That's when this hero becomes a menace. In terms of how do you find him to get the spells you need to get onto this PA. Like, Seb's job is so damn hard. Trying to enfeeble grip an Ags Phantom Assassin sounds impossible.
Oh no, Poposhka. He went to go check that high ground. He has a gem. Now, that's why the courier is following him right now. See if he can get that gem back into the courier in a way. No.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? He managed to pass it off? Okay.
Of course. It's Maposhka. You think he's just gonna lose a gem?
Yeah, kind of.
Like an average professional player? This guy's next level, man. He already knows he's probably gonna die there. So
He warded a little bit. He got, I think, 1 or 2 wards, so.
Again, another very cool little play by his TSpirit supports. Saving every bit of net worth they can. Making sure they don't lose anything. And that Ags for the Willow is approaching. This is why I like the Midas cap. Because the Midas gives you the levels. It also gives you the attack speed when you get the Ags. Everything about it pays off eventually. And that Ags is no joke. It's a lot of damage, man. Why are you laughing right now?
I don't know, just the way you describe it,
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I'm making it sound like it's some deep analysis.
I'm making a serious analytical
when
point.
it's Midas give gold attack speed. Good.
Okay, how many supports use attack speed off Midas effectively? Name me one other support.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sure, there's somebody.
Yeah, you can't name it. Exactly. Maybe that point wasn't as shallow as your response. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but Enchantress doesn't buy Midas, so got you there.
Mine does.
That's all we need to know.
There was a time where Enchantress bought Midas.
It's true. It's good on the hero. 5-man smoke from TSpirit. Looking for backstab on the Ancients. Be my guess here.
I like how this one feels.
Aegis is out. There's still a cheese on the Pangolier, and it's pretty hard to jump him when he has that Lincoln's. Also, just turned nighttime. Pretty damn nice for OG here. When you have that Bane, you can never use it.
Dire's middle
Is
tower
Seb
is
even
under attack.
Gonna be comfortable? I mean,
No, but it still helps you in the middle of the fight. Something to think about. Shiva's also completed for MC. Maybe he's tanky enough to survive an initial jump. When you throw in some bashes from Pango and that Sleep and Feeble counteraction on the duel, I could see a world where he kind of survives. You just throw everything in there, like Golem Interrupt, Solar Crest on top of him. You get a couple evasion hits with the Radiance and Solar. If none of that happens, he's going to disintegrate. But if all of that happens, and the Tide lives.
They do all of that, but TSpirit also use all their BKBs and commit.
Yes, then the Tide dies. But it's a question of, you need to create a scenario where them dueling the Tide still wins you the fight. Like maybe you win the fight after that.
Okay, how is
Dire's
that?
top tower is under attack.
Or just don't get
From the
dueled.
way I look at it, I feel like Yatoro, if they get the duel, he just pops BKB and jumps on.
Oh yeah, he's going
If
in.
there's no Tide, there's no Ravage, I feel like you win that fight. Is that
But what happens if,
true?
you know, he gets gripped for 2 seconds or something, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's a game of interrupts. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you just throw your Tide out there, but
I mean, that means Seb is going to have to be super clutch because not only does he have to be really fast on the Fiend's Grip, but there's also the fact that Laurel is going to be jumping in there. He's also has that big old Fisher he's going to be laying down straight through the middle of the team fight.
I mean, I don't know much about Seb, but I think he's pretty clutch.
Why, you talked to him before? Or?
I'm just saying, I think he's had a couple clutch plays in his career, maybe 1 or 2.
Name me one.
His axe call. His communication bait on the bottom lane with his Furion, where he said they're all going to jump me and die.
Radiant are
There's 2.
scanning.
So that's his only 2, but you know, those it's pretty good too.
Well, let's see if he can get a third one then.
That's right. He's looking for his 3rd.
AC done for collapse, so even things out a little bit.
And the axe for the PA.
Yeah.
That's
and the
the
axe
juicy
almost
one.
done for Mira.
Oh man.
Is this important enough? This is potential Roshan time. Do you like sell the Midas? Well, he has a bracer. Sell that bracer. He could have the
I
axe.
think he wants buyback here too. It's a dire side Roche, however. Man, Spirit always end up in these contest the dire side Roche scenarios. Something about their gameplay just inevitably leads to this moment.
It's going to be a fast Roshan too, so the push will come to a shove sooner rather than later.
Trickster Cloak on Yuragi. He's got some decent evasion here. No Pierce for Yatoro yet. Might survive longer than you think. And you have a cheese on MC. So if MC lives after the initial go, he is going to instantly go back up to full.
Can they do it? MC keeps on baiting himself. They go for it. Are they going to kill him? Nightmare goes out. Echoes that use everything they had. They do manage to get that kill, but he did have a buyback, so he's going to be your grip on him on the PA. The Fiend's Grip comes out, but it looks like they managed to stop it thanks to Laurel, who jumped back in to be able to stop that one.
Yatoro in trouble.
Trying to make the run away. Lotus Orb is going to help him out, get rid of that slow, jumps back to his ally, and somehow TSpirit, most of them, have disappeared into the night. They really didn't get caught there. It's only Maposhka who ends up dying. Laurel, you could see in the corner of the map. They know he's here. They've got the successful scan. They're going to find him. He's going to try and hop away, but he's caught. No more mana. He will die as well, and he does not have buyback.
What a sick scan on him. At some read, he stayed up here. I was about to say he had good position. It's going to set up for this Roche contest. Just knew.
Are they still going to go for this Roche contest? Terrorize Mira. He's had some crazy terrorize around the Roche pit this tournament, but that one will
He has
be
Ags.
still.
He's going to start poking him down. They're waiting for the BKBs. That's what TSpirit want right now. 25 seconds for the 2 core BKBs to be able to re-engage off another duel. They do not want to fight without it, and MC knows they do not want to fight without it. Get broken. Is he going to be able to get it off?
No, he gets it off. The Nightmare protects him just long enough. No chance for a duel. The Ravage goes down, and the fight is won immediately.
Cool, they even get Yatoro on the TP. MC makes the right call, and Seb makes the clutch play. No BKB second engage for you. This Roshan is ours. This is a very tough game for MC to play, but so far he has made pretty much the right calls. I mean, you have to trade your buyback for this duel so you can get the fight going. This is very close to being absolutely awful. If you get a couple more crits in there, right? Very different fight, but he gets cheese off.
God, that was
You're absolutely
so
gone.
Clutch. Such a sick nightmare.
Well, that's the third clutch play of Seb's career right there. Add it to the repertoire. Toro scratching his head about that Roche contest. It's just so difficult. That one does not work out.
Seb and MC should play together more. This is great.
I mean, who do you tell to play like who at this point?
Just play together.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Do I have to play like you said? No. Just play like my friend.
Radiant's top tower is under
Okay.
attack.
I can do that, Seb. It's working out here. Swift blink for some extra attack speed action, though I don't know if it changes too much with that BAT. Jiragi's mowing through these buildings. He has the Aegis this time around, and it'll give him the high ground siege.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
No buybacks available here for TSpirit, even if they wanted them. This Pangolier has caused them massive problems in the fight. 8-1 for BZM as he shows why this is a first pick hero right now. He is basically full slotted outside of, I guess, Strength Blink or Eat Nags. And Aeon Disc completed for MC, but not assembled. This is a pretty big one. You don't have a way to get rid of it if you're TSpirit, which means does Collapse know about it? If he doesn't, you duel this Tide, you assemble Aeon. That is a completely different fight.
What if an Echo Slam hits Zed? They take on the Warlord immediately, but a fast buyback. They have control of this outpost. So this is dangerous. They're going to get the Beast Grip. Oh, managed to get cleansed out from Collapse.
You have to
managed to hop away. A lot of ults being used there. Beans Grip as well as the Rolling Thunder. So TSpirit, they get a buyback out of them. They get 2 ultimates out of them.
Nice disengage.
They didn't use BKB on Yatoro, and there's a double damage waiting for him. Oh yeah, he spots that one.
This man, his RNG.
Double damage.
A little luck is a pretty good strategy right now. As Yatoro, he wants that Warlock with the dagger. You know he wants Kitrak right now.
Oh, spot Zeb, that's even better. He gets Zeb, and now he goes for Kitrak as well. Goes Scepter, protects for a moment. He's going to use the Golem. Double Golem, thanks to the refresher. Yatoro, he needs to hop away. Somebody else for out. There's a duel on MC. And this is not enough to protect him, but it is enough to get a run for Ravage. Maybe they can get away. No, Marl's there. Pounces immediately.
Smells blood.
The stuns. Yuragi's now trying to run, but he can't get out. Too many stuns here. Too much hold. OG. They've been winning all of these fights. Oh, the blink away. Brambles, BKB. He walks through it all.
No mana.
Dire's middle tower.
They're going to chase them all the way into the base. Nobody alive on the side of OG, so they could just keep going. 4 dead on the side now of OG. TSpirit. Just when you thought they might be
Dire's middle tower
back against the ropes, they bounce back, and now they're going to be the ones hitting OG's base.
They even got Gem out of that. That's what gave Laurel the detection there. Just a very clutch room for Yatoro, but a very heads-up play from Yatoro to look for it in the first place and try and get the wrap on the supports, and he found both at the start of that fight. The whole time that's happening, Collapse also broke MC's Aeon Disc early with a duel.
Oh, okay.
MC out of that fight. Blew the Aeon, which allowed Yatoro to go in and finish him off at the end. Man, that fight just got instantly disjointed terribly for OG. It's so chaotic, the Pangolier can't pick a target to go on. You lose that Bane control. What a sick play by Yatoro to set it all up.
Yeah,
and
the combination plays
straight back.
Looking for the power rune, playing it as aggressively as he did, running into both supports like that.
But that's the strength of Phantom Assassin.
Yeah.
Just don't see this hero. You can look for these types of openings. And the second it's there, you're gone. It's a single crit on the Bane. Seb's out of the game. It's that straightforward, that simple. Full nullifier completed as he eats his Ags. Buyback. I am Yatoro God. I do not need a second life. Shadow Blade for Seb. This is what you have to do. You just have to do anything to try and not get jumped by the Phantom Assassin. Double Golem. Second one didn't even hit there for Kitrak. That was a refresher shard off the Roche. That was not a refresher orb for the Warlock. So you're not going to have a second Golem this time around. MC plunged into darkness here.
TSpirit. Smoked up, pushing over the river.
Who do you even want to break this if you're OG? Oh, what a high ground ward.
Oh, an Alchemist caught a dual one.
Just walked into it, man.
MC is amped. This has now been popped. They spotted Seb. Laurel turns back around. He's going to break that Tidehunter for now. Did manage to get out the Ravage. Hit some of the heroes on the side there from TSpirit. BKB, the Basher. BZM trying to stop these heroes as much as possible. Only getting Mapochka, but now we found Laurel. Oh, that's perfect. BZM picks up the double.
He is holding this game together for OG right now. Nothing is going well for them outside of this Pangolier. Yuragi bought, didn't even get back to that fight in time.
Oh, that Shadow Blade. It breaks Yatoro. He's like, wait a minute, there's somebody around here trying to blink away. Seb chases after him.
Couldn't get it, he got silenced.
Oh no, he got the Mindbreaker. Maybe it's still good enough though. They're gonna buy back and try and TP onto this portal. Yatoro is dead, and he said he only needed one life. Not the case here. He dies 90 seconds left.
Do they know that though? I don't think there's any way you're playing this game thinking this PA does not have buyback. Otherwise, you could just go throne here. They eventually find him off of Seb blinking in, but man, that Mindbreaker definitely ruined his day, for sure. Yatoro had some tricks up his sleeve. A very good high ground ward that initially started that fight as well. You did get the Alchemist buyback here. That's the big ticket. Did get a Laurel buyback as well. Didn't really get back into that fight. You're able to do anything with it. So honestly, I don't know if OG are too sad about that. And the real carry in this game is this Pangolier. I don't even know if it's the Alch anymore. I mean, the Alch will kill the PA. That's a big problem. But the Pangolier is the one winning OG the fights.
Yeah.
TSpirit just can't get the lockdown on him. He's too damn big. Got a Mindbreaker of his own. He's got the level 25 Rolling Thunder cooldown talent. Octarine, Ags, Eaton. 200 dual damage for Collapse to try and even out the odds. Both these teams reaching late game team fight peaks right now. Really comes down to who jumps who and can you disengage and then re-engage at the end. And I guess who does Yatoro find? Who does Seb find?
Yeah, Seb, that Shadow Blade kind of worked out.
Definitely worked.
He can find those kind of openings again, or at least prevent himself from being jumped on.
He has Trickster Cloak too. He has double invis here.
That's pretty nice.
He doesn't want Laurel.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't try and just sleep.
Same. Just to kind of see what the reaction would be.
They didn't have MC there. Very tough to fight without. You're tied.
He's trying to get here.
Oh, this is too good to pass.
Oh, there's so many heroes grouped up. They're going to be able to get the two-man concoction.
That's the buyback.
Both Laurel and Mapochka dead. Neither one of them have a
Yatoro.
And Yatoro's on the run all by himself. A Golem's going to stop that one, Yatoro. And a Fiend's Grip. They've got him. They've got him, and that could be enough. If OG makes the read, that could be enough for them to end the game.
Kitrak found the Phantom Assassin, will not let him escape. BKB piercing stuns for days here. You just run down a lane. There's a DD in the river right now, too.
Does Collapse find that? Does Collapse do something with it?
He's going to look. You know he's going to look right now.
I mean, even if... Oh, God, the Shadow Blades. Are they going to see each other?
He has the high ground.
Seb? Oh, he gets him with the Nightmare. That's going to be it. He's going to get him with the Concoction.
He woke him with the Radiance.
Woke him up.
Didn't get off in time.
Uh-oh, the duel. Wait a minute, Collapse.
Who's dueling who?
What? Oh, no. Now goes their best damage dealer for hitting buildings. Right when they were about to pick up a double damage, Collapse may have just saved the game. We'll see. They have to push into a Dark Willow. And it's not an easy hero to push up against.
It was actually the swashbuckle that woke him with the tip of it, I guess. He did get his Radiance off in time. It was very close. Yuragi made the right play, but sometimes even the right play still gets you killed as Collapse just 1v4 Giga Chads it up. Naposhka says, nice one there, bro.
Okay. A new lease on life for TSpirit.
It's just so damn hard to beat, man. Like, every play you make, it's like, yes, we got him. Your carry dies. That is a split-second thing there that he gets woken up before the stun. Yuragi will pay the price, and that'll thwart the high ground push here. TSpirit. Still some life left in this game, despite Yatoro dying twice without buyback here.
If they actually have the advantage for going for Roshan now.
Yes,
Finally is up.
The daytime Roche for TSpirit here.
Yeah.
Seb trying to set up again. Team is very far right now. Strength Blink completed for the Pango, so he is basically maxed. Damn, has he done work this game? 11-1 and 10. Yatoro, he's just gonna go straight in. This is Max Roche.
They go into the pit, literally spawns the second they show up.
Radiant are scanning.
I got a successful scan.
Well, they see him off the sentry.
Has fallen to
Surprised they didn't swap him there.
I think they really just wanted to make sure they got the spoils from Roshan. No funny business. Let's just not.
That is insane discipline not to swap the Bane. Just wanting to swap for a bailout, I guess. But that Bane is such a juicy target. That'll be an Ags to Miposhka. A very valuable one. Second life for this Venge. Could prove pretty impactful. The only other hero who could have taken it would have been Collapse. And
Dire's bottom tower.
do you want that Axe? I don't think you do.
I don't know. That last duel he had against the Alchemist was pretty convincing.
In that situation, you do, but the problem is you're limiting the damage onto who he duels, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to limit the damage that Yatoro can pump out into the Tidehunter if you manage to get that duel. You have a nullifier to break the Aeon Disc as well. There's nothing to save a dual target in this game if Yatoro and Collapse combine.
I do wonder if there's a world where you just change your strategy around that and say, I'm going to duel the Tidehunter. And he's going to be controlled for 8 seconds, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, just leave that be.
That's the thing. I think with the Axe, you probably just solo kill him. Looking for a concoction. That's a hard concoction to land. Wisely blinks out here. I mean, is there a world where as OG you start to build some Ags of your own through this Alk going into the ultra late, right?
Yeah.
You have good Acceptors here. BCM
Trying to catch Laurel. Pop it away. BCM unable to connect on the rolling boulder. He's got to be a bit careful here. The linkage protects him, but there's always an opportunity that he gets a dagger bash.
That's risky. No harm, no foul. Who has buyback in this game right now? Yatoro does have his, once he has Aegis, of course.
Him, Collapse,
OG are... They're only sitting really on the tide in the Pango. Pango will get his off this wave.
I mean, you only need a bit of time, and then you could depend on Yuragi's. He just needs 40 seconds.
TSpirit know this, though. They know the clock. They know they have 40 seconds in a fight where if Yuragi dies, might just be it.
Yeah. And there's a tier 2 up at the top lane, so possible that OG just gets this up, but no. Rolling Thunder interrupts them, and it's doing a lot of damage. Even just the mana burn is being really debilitating. Nicely chaining up that stuff to get it with the Ravage as well. Mira is not going to be able to get out that Shadow Up, but MC is going to be targeted by Yatoro. Gets off the cheese. Yatoro now is down. 2.5 minutes left on that Aegis. They're going to try and hold him back with the Fiend's Grip. Miposhka, that's his first life thanks to that Aghanim Tempter. Starts throwing away some magic missiles. Second life, first life rather, of the PA.
Found Collapse.
The sign. Collapse is going to die.
No duel.
PA comes back up in. No dual opportunity here. PA and Laurel. What are they up to? Laurel jumped back in, finished off Seb. Terrorize coming in. BTM dodges it with the roll. Nicely done. Yatoro pounces immediately onto the Warlock. Kills him. Can he get more though? Oh, Laurel doing so much damage. They need Yatoro, but Yatoro is being controlled up by BZM, who continues to carry these fights for OG.
BZM show indeed. Absolute Pango clinic here as he is controlling as much as he can with these rolls. He's getting multiple rolls off because these fights are lasting so damn long. Buybacks across the board. No bash.
No bash.
Damn. Still, it was buybacks galore for OG there as they get the Alk, the Warlock, and the Bane for just the Dark Willow buy. None others forced here. If you're OG, you really need to get these buybacks out and even trade, but that requires you going high ground, and if you die there, that's the game. 11,000 damage done. That is a ridiculous amount. MC gonna force it. You gotta remember, this is OT without core buybacks.
Bouncing around, the damage is limited while he shadow roams, but eventually comes down. Collapse, though, does have that 25. So it frees him up with the Dispel. Jump in with the Concussion. Look at this out.
Aggressive.
Right for Collapse.
Not enough.
He got stunned up.
Not enough.
Oh, it's all gonna fall apart now for OG as Yatoro comes in, slicing and dicing his way through the OG side. BZM, oh no,
God, the Pango.
The one person who maybe could have salvaged this one. But Collapse immediately targets the Pango that has been a thorn in their side. They have some buybacks, but they don't have all of them. And TSpirit know it. They know it.
Such a ballsy jump by Yuragi. You know TSpirit have buybacks there, even if you get him. Okay, you forced out theirs, but now you're in a situation where, can you hold this? Can you hold it with a Pangler who's going to have to buy an MC Tidehunter and a Seb Bane against Divine Rapier level 29 Yatoro here? If he sees you, you're gone. It's going to have to be
KB though.
It has to be Ravage Jump into he gets bursted off of the Pangolier damage. They do have enough that they can land it all. Aposhka just running in, does not want to let it happen.
Any sort of vision, he stops the blink of BCM. That's something.
They don't see MC.
They're just gonna try and kill them. Aposhka illusion. Yeah, they deal with that, but now they mean they have no rolling thunder. Oh no, he got hit by backs. Now he gets dueled up. He's dead. Die back. Now it's just MC and Seb, and there's no way they have the damage to stop Yatoro. He's just gonna hit the throne. Jumps in to help out with the kill on Seb, but TSpirit will manage to get it. Game 1 is taken by them. It was a close back and forth game.